Tonight on NAIT NewsWatch.
With warm weather, Edmonton drivers are facing new obstacles.
There's all sorts of other vehicles out there that are coming from all angles.
The automotive tech program is taking a hit in enrollment.
I think a lot of people find it a very difficult trade.
Canadian soldiers are finally coming home as their mission in Afghanistan is complete.
It's a happy day. You know, the mission is over.
NewsWatch starts now.
Good evening. With the weather warming up, there have been many changes to Edmonton's roads.
With everything from massive puddles on residential roads to overexcited drivers on the freeways, Edmontonians are facing some new hazards. Our Spencer Timonson joins us live with more on that story.
The sun has decided to come out and melt the ice and snow, and with that comes a temptation to drive a little faster. However, with the warm weather comes some new issues plaguing Edmonton's drivers. Matt Jones is a student at Concordia University College. Recently, he has taken advantage of the warmer days to park his truck at home and walk to class. However, when he does drive, he has noticed a few people driving a bit faster than normal.
Oh, definitely. I mean, you see at least 3 or 4 every day just flying by, and just because it's nice out and they don't have to worry about the safety side of it, they're going to go a little bit faster.
Like Matt, many Edmontonians are excited about the new spring driving conditions here in Edmonton, but the recent thaw has brought out some huge puddles in residential areas as well as some slickness on our city's main roads. Combine that with excessive speed and we can get ourselves in a dangerous situation where hydroplaning and cause a skid. Edmonton police are asking people to please start slowing down on their drive to work.
You're going to save yourself one whopping minute on the way to work. So.
The residential streets are also seeing their share of problems, although these are in the form of massive puddles due to the drains being blocked by ice and snow. Derek Melmoth is the director of the Drainage Services for the City of Edmonton. He says the city is well prepared to handle any of the puddling in the city.
Right now our system's actually performing really well. It's just a matter of where we can't get it open, we'll open it up, and the system is actually doing quite well.
Since the weather started warming up, the Edmonton police have caught several high flyers, which is what they call people going 50 kilometers an hour above the speed limit.
A lot of people assume because of the roads, because the weather's nicer, the roads are obviously so much better, so now I can drive like a maniac. No, you can't, because you're still going to take a long time to stop. There's the hazards of people, cars, potholes, you name it. There's so many things in these roads. We're not driving the NASCAR. We got a lot of things we need to worry about here.
The Edmonton police are reminding people that the speed limit is there not only to protect the drivers, but to protect the pedestrians and cyclists as well.
Spencer, you mentioned the police pulled over several excessive speeders. How fast were they going?
Well, on Wednesday, there was a big ticket event called Operation 24. And during that 24 hours, the police pulled over 1,100 speeders. And 4 of those were high flyers, and they were going anywhere between 51 and 85 kilometers over the speed limit.
Spencer, what else can people do to address their drainage problems?
Well, people are encouraged to try and clear the drain however they can. But if the problem is too big, they can call 311 and the city will send someone to investigate.
Thanks, Spencer. That's Spencer Timonson reporting live from our news center tonight.
NAIT NewsWatch, your next generation of news.
If your car is in need of some work in the next few years, you may be waiting to find the help you need.
There is a decrease in the number of people enrolling as automotive service technicians at NAIT, and the industry is concerned about a potential shortage. Lindsay Rankin joins us now for more on the story.
Yes, I'm outside of a Trail Tire, just one of the shops that could be impacted by the shortage. As cars become more and more sophisticated, the need for educated technicians is a growing concern for the future.
Technology gets harder to diagnose, equipment that you need to have to repair. It's always something new coming out.
Rick Engel, a mechanic with 30 years of experience, has seen a lot of change under the hood over the years. And unfortunately, the number of students who want to learn this specialized trade is not what it once was. There are going to be 24 less students enrolling in auto services at NAIT next year. From more developed car computers to the cost of tools out of pocket with little government financial aid, the industry is worried for the road ahead. That's why hands-on learning institutions like NAIT are bringing in industry to have lunch and breakfast like this one here. to get input from industry on how to improve the programs at hand, specifically the automotive service technicians.
You need to be smart enough to go to university now to be an automotive technician.
The industry says it needs to start in high schools to promote and reinvigorate the roles of modern mechanics. If not, Engel says customers will pay the price.
It just restricts our options, and it's going to get more expensive. Labor rates are going to go up, and it might take you 3 weeks to get your car in to get fixed.
The breakfast brought industry and educators together to start solving the problem. NAIT's program chair of automotives, Rob Dawson, hopes to make this breakfast an annual discussion and even plans to invite high school counselors into the conversation.
Lindsay, that's Lindsay Rankin reporting from Trail Tire on Kingsway Avenue.
Transportation around our city has always been an issue, but the new Valley Line LRT hopes to change that. Premier Alison Redford made an appearance Tuesday morning at Churchill Square to make further funding announcements.
Council to make sure that 10 years from now that Edmonton is not only as great a city as it is today, but as great a city as it has the potential to be.
Redford mentioned 2 new forms of funding, stating that the province is now willing to cover the costs of the project. The Valley Line is not only a privilege, but it's very essential for our city's growth.
Because building is the only thing that we can do for the future. Not building is not an option.
Construction of the Valley Line is scheduled to start in 2016 and will take 4 years to complete.
It was an emotional day as Wednesday marked the end of Canada's 12-year mission in Afghanistan. Friends and family of the deployed gathered at Guthrie School for a special ceremony honoring the veterans. The mission was the largest deployment of Canadian military since World War II.
So it's a happy day. You know, the mission is over. The Afghan story will continue. We will continue to play a role. Hopefully we never have to repeat the kind of role we just came through. But obviously it brings back painful memories.
The last of the Canadian troops will arrive home on March 18th.
Hundreds of people gathered Wednesday night to support humanitarian aid for the people of Ukraine. The event featured displays of the country's culture, musical performances, and footage from the riots, reminding locals just how real this is. MP Peter Goldring recently visited Ukraine and stressed the importance of cultural support.
So for some say 1 million people to be standing together, young and old, all together for the same cause, it's an incredible message, and to do it peacefully.
The fundraising rally exceeded the goal of $100,000, with all proceeds going to treatment and rehabilitation for families in Ukraine.
Engineering students at the U of A are working on a project that is out of this world. Alberta's first satellite to launch into orbit is being constructed by a team of 60 ambitious students right here in our city. Project manager Chris Robson and his team have dedicated countless hours to the project and feel it is headed in a good direction.
So we see this as the first stepping stone for us to be able to step up and help the rest of the world to contribute to the global space community. And hopefully we'll also inspire other provinces, other countries to do this as well.
The satellite will track the effects of space weather. It is set to take off in 2015.
Paint job here is 10 by 10 centimeter cube.
Edmonton women and supporters marched down White Avenue last week for International Women's Day.
Women's rights under attack. What do we do?
This day is held to recognize and celebrate women and their rights for equality in society.
We believe it's important that we represent older women, and we'd like to think that we're an example to our daughters and granddaughters.
NDP leader Rachel Notley believes efforts have been made in the past but should never let up.
Reminding Albertans that 365 days of the year, there's a lot of work to be done to improve the lives of women in Alberta as well as in the world.
The march takes place every year to encourage the power of women in our community.
NAIT was home to a Canadian celebrity this week, which was getting culinary students very excited.
How many people are we cooking for?
160.
160.
Chef Lynn Crawford is NAIT's 2014 Honkinson Chef in Residence. She spent one-on-one time with NAIT's up-and-coming culinary professionals and was happy to pass on her expert advice.
To know that You know, you really truly have to work hard. You create your own destiny in this. If you want to be the best of the best, then you yourself will make it, surround yourself with the best, and you'll succeed. And to ultimately have fun with it.
Chef Lynn Crawford exposed students to her different cooking techniques and culinary style.
Edmonton's police were dishing out something other than tickets last weekend. The fundraiser Cops and Crepes allowed Special Olympic athletes to pair up with local police officers and spend some time with families at core restaurants.
Only a small percentage of the money needed for Special Olympics comes from the government. The rest of it comes from activities like this and fundraising efforts. So when these athletes go to compete, they don't get much subsidization, so we help them to support that.
Athletes are thrilled about the event as well.
For people with disabilities like me, it's a great program and I just love it.
The goal was to raise $16,000.
Coming up after the break, a new form of childcare for college students.
Norquest College is planning to build a daycare center.
70% of the time I was late for classes.
Coming up in sports, the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders pay a visit to the Rush. I got some Oil Kings highlights, and I tried my hand at curling. See how it goes coming up next.
Hi, I'm Brett Morton. Spring has finally sprung after a very warm week in which we've had temperatures up over the seasonal average every day. This has caused a lot of melting and has made everything very wet. Our spring will start on the 18th as we'll have 12 hours of day and 12 hours of night, although the equinox does not happen until the 20th. I'll have your Sunday forecast coming up after the break.
For most people, crawling into a warm bed at night is a given.
But for those who are homeless, it's a completely different reality. 7 brave U of A students spent 5 nights sleeping outside to raise funds and awareness for the Youth Empowerment Support Services. It provides shelter and safety to troubled teens.
But last night it wasn't too bad. Like I said, we got pretty fortunate with the weather this year, so it could be worse for sure. Like I said, it's one thing for us when we get to be outside this week, but a lot of those kids don't get to pick. They were outside last week too, right? So we were fortunate, but it doesn't work like that for them.
The 5 Days for the Homeless campaign wrapped up last night, but online donations are still being accepted. Their goal is to raise $50,000.
It is finally warmed up after those few cold weeks.
It sure has. Let's check in with Brett Morton to see if this warming trend will continue.
The warm weather will continue into this weekend. Let's go down south to check out Calgary and the temperatures. Calgary will start the day off at +3 and work its way up to +10. Very beautiful day down there. Let's move out west to Jasper. Jasper will start the day off at -3, working its way up to +3. In the town, they will have a rain-snow mix, and up in the mountains, they'll get about 10 centimeters of snow by Monday. Move up north to Fort McMurray. Fort McMurray will start the day off at -2, working its way up to +5. 0% chance of rain or snow, and a very nice day up there. And now we'll come down to the capital region where it'll be +2 to start the day and work its way up to +10. There's a 30% chance of rain-snow mix in the evening. The averages for this time of year is -8 and +1. Let's look at the records. It was -33 in 1939, and in 1910 it was +17. That is the 5th day in a row that 1910 set a record for this week for warm temperatures. That is your look at NAIT NewsWatch forecast. I'm Brett Morton.
Weather sponsored by NR92, the station for the students.
Norquest is getting prepared to help out some students who are parents.
Not only will they take care of the children, but give their students experience as well. Shane Roberts has the story.
Some students have trouble keeping up with their schoolwork, and a lot of those students have good reasons. Bianca Moyo, like those students, had to go to school after dropping off her children at the daycare every morning.
I think if we'd had a daycare in place at Norquest, that would have helped me to succeed a bit easier, because it would have been easier for me and my daughters just catching one bus and all arriving in one point for school.
The 1,000 Women, A Million Possibilities movement is making it possible for students like Moyo to actually get to school on time. they're funding a childcare center at Norquest to take care of some students' children.
So having a daycare on site at Norquest College is extremely important to us. The college is building a new building, the North Learning Center, right adjacent to this current main building, and the daycare center will be housed in that facility.
Della Parody, the director of the movement, says that the building will be completed and ready for children by 2017, which means that students like Moyo will have an easier time concentrating on their school and less time worrying about their children.
So it will be one stop for everything, your education, and you're able to also make sure that your children are happy and in a safe environment at the same time.
Not only will this be a great daycare center for kids, but it'll also be a great chance for students to get hands-on experience dealing with kids. I'm Shane Roberts, NAIT NewsWatch.
Joining us live in studio now for sports is Jeremy Thompson.
Jeremy, what's going on this week in the world of sports?
Well, there's an international judo tournament, but first we're actually going to check in with the Rush. The Edmonton Rush have been on a tear this season. What could possibly make an 8-0 start better? Oh. Yeah, that'll do it. Right, there's a game going on. Off the rebound, Jeremy Thompson, not me, unfortunately. He's going to pick up the ball and streak down the field. He's also going to pop it up nicely for Mark Matthews, who fires at home bottom corner. The Rush are up 2-0 a minute and a half into the game. We're going to go all the way to the fourth quarter now. Vancouver's up 8-7. And right here, they think they've made it an 9-7 game, but upon review, check this out. We're going to go slow-mo here, post to post. Great use of a challenge flag right there for the Rush. Now, later in the fourth, 8-8 now. Here's what I love about lacrosse. It's a close game. The other team gets a break, so what do? You chase them down, take them out, and beat them on the ground. The Rush would secure the victory 10-9 over the Stealth to keep that streak going. They start this season 9-0. That is an NLL record. Coach Derek Keenan, though, not too impressed with his team's effort this game.
I don't know whether it's the streaks kind of getting to us maybe a little bit, but we missed a lot of really good opportunities, and they outran us, I thought, so I feel fortunate to get a win tonight, to be honest. I thought they outplayed us.
Sam Reinhart is the captain of the WHL Kootenay Ice, and he's projected to go first overall in the 2014 NHL Draft. Reinhart is fifth in the WHL scoring standings with 34 goals and 65 assists in just 58 games. This kid is hockey. He has great vision and dissects plays before they even happen, but his prowess has left him with a target on his back.
And it's always going to be there. I'm aware of that, so you just have to battle through that.
With the Oilers nearing the end of yet another abysmal season, there's a chance Reinhart could come to Edmonton.
It will be exciting. Wherever I happen to get drafted to, I'll be happy to go there and put my best effort in.
The NAIT Ooks men's hockey team is hoping to repeat as ACAC champions. The Ooks finished this season in first place, giving them a bye to the semifinals. They've had a week to prepare for their matchup this weekend against the Red Deer College Kings. Sam Waterfield was on last year's championship team.
I think all season we've sort of had a target on our back because of the championship brought here last year. And I think we just got to keep playing like we're playing and play good, heavy hockey and battle and work hard and hopefully bring another one back here in 3 weeks.
The Edmonton International Judo Championships tournament is this weekend. Over 800 competitors will be sorted by gender, weight, and age to compete in the two-day judo showdown. Davis Johnston has been doing judo for 5 years and thinks the publicity of the Ice Palace is good for the sport.
I say it kind of brings a lot of attention because a bunch of people are watching from 2 stories, watching down on you. No pressure, but it's, really intense. So.
The tournament is at the West Edmonton Mall Ice Palace today and tomorrow. For my End Zone Challenge this week, I wanted to try the toughest, grittiest, most Canadian sport I know. That's right, curling. Hi, I'm here at Avonare Curling Club with the skip of the men's NAIT Ooks curling team, Matt Brown. He is going to teach me how to curl today.
And I promptly made a fool of myself.
Does that feel natural-ish for you?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay. You'll be more like this.
I may have chosen the wrong foot.
After switching to my left foot, Matt showed me how it's really done. Then it was my turn, and somehow I managed to hit my first shot. I'm not going to show you the second one where I missed completely.
Hit that rock. Hit that rock. There you go. Yes!
Matt then explained some very basic curling physics to me.
So when you spin the rock, it makes it go straighter?
Yeah, straighter. It still curls, but it's a lot to grasp.
The last step, but possibly the most important, was the sweeping.
Are we gonna get it bullseye?
Yeah, we're gonna get it around the ball. Getting really close here. How's it going?
I'm a bit tired.
And now it's spinning away. That's a pretty good sweep.
Thank you. So Matt, I just want to thank you for having me out here again and teaching me how to not fall on my face while curling.
No problem.
How do you think I did?
Not too bad. You didn't fall, so it's a good start.
Yeah, I hit that rock the first time.
Yeah, it was pretty impressive.
I missed the second
Tough
time,
shot.
but we don't talk about that.
No.
All right.
Jeremy, I have to say I'm really impressed. You look like a pro out there.
You look like the next Jennifer Jones.
You know, I appreciate the compliment, but I aspire to be as good as Jennifer Jones.
Thank you, Jeremy. Coming up after the break, Taylor and I spent some time at the Ronald McDonald House.
We teamed up with the Kiwanis Club to prep homemade
We're a service
meals.
club and we provide service to the community.
Hi, I'm Jessica Benko, and tonight on Entertainment, I'll tell you which restaurants to check out during Downtown Dining Week, what's new at the Varscona Theatre, and I'm down here at the Edmonton Boat and Sportsman Show where there's sure a lot of nice boats. I'll tell you all that and more coming up after the break. NAIT NewsWatch Outerwear is sponsored by Pinnacle Sportswear and Mitchell Allen Auctioneering.
Haircut and color provided by Ivory Noir, Edmonton's first color correction salon.
Andrea and I paired up with the Kiwanis Club to lend a helping hand.
We had the opportunity to help prepare a meal for families in need at the Ronald McDonald House. Volunteers of all ages spent the afternoon preparing a homemade meal in the Ronald McDonald kitchen. Not only do these efforts put a smile on those faces of those in need, the Kiwanis Club is always happy to help.
We call them the warm fuzzies that we get from giving back to the community that gives us so much.
The club enjoys preparing healthy and satisfying meals and volunteers as often as possible.
It's providing such a great service, and that's what our club does, is we're a service club and we provide service to the community.
The Kiwanis Club welcomes volunteers of all ages. For more information, go online to edmontonkiwanis.ca. Deciding on just one restaurant can be difficult, but starting this weekend, downtown is offering more than enough options.
There's also a few shows going on in the city. Jessica Benko has that and more coming up in entertainment.
Well, if you're someone who loves food and the thought of trying new dishes, Edmonton's Downtown Dining Week is back. And believe me, you don't want to miss out. The 11th annual Downtown Dining Week offers people to enjoy lunch or dinner for 3 special prices. With 30 restaurants participating, you can find meals at $15, $25, or $50. I got the chance to go and get inside scoop on what some of the restaurants are serving.
And we're doing a nice, beautiful black cod with pineapple avocado salsa. A vegetarian is sort of a twist on a parmesan, eggplant parmigiana for the second course. And third course is a white chocolate banana bread pudding.
Ruth's Chris Steakhouse has some special dishes with choices of a roasted asparagus salad or lobster bisque appetizer, and a choice of a half-stuffed chicken breast, salmon fillet, or a signature Angus beef steak at a price of only $50.
A sandwich that we just developed. It's a steak pizzarola sandwich in a torpedo bun with things like bocconcino cheese and arugula salad, pomodoro sauce. It's going to be a real Italian style steak sandwich.
If you think that sounds good, check out Lazia's dinner menu. Try something new during Downtown Dining Week, on now until March 23rd. For more information, visit edmontondowntown.com. If you're looking for excitement this weekend, head down to Northlands. Northlands Expo Center is holding their annual Boat and Sportsman Show. If you're in the market for a new boat, this is the place to be.
For our year, in regards not only to exposure, but we're actually 20% of our sales for the year will come from this show.
Not only does the show feature a wide selection of boats, but loads of hunting equipment as well. So if you're already planning this year's hunting trip, be sure to check out the wide range of rifles, scopes, and crossbows, just to name a few.
Everybody's looking for something and everybody needs something, and we are the only ones in the show this year that have firearms.
This year's show wraps up on Sunday at 5 o'clock. If you're looking for a delightful night of live theater, well, you're in luck. Edmonton's Varscona Theatre has started up yet another unique play.
How old do you think I am?
90?
90?
Queen Lear, a play about an aging actress who recruits assistance from an unruly teenage girl in a last attempt to memorize her lines, for an all-female production of King Lear.
She finds this wonderful relationship with this young woman. It takes, it's a little bit of a rocky start for them, but by the end it's this wonderful journey that they have together.
A comical and touching story about the strength of the female spirit, Queen Lear is playing now until March 30th. Tickets are available at the door or online at yeglive.ca. Being an actor in a live comedy improv soap opera might seem a little weird, but to the viewers it is very intriguing. Dynasty is running its 23rd season, venturing into England, the strict rules and secret passions of the Edwardian age. Taking place in England's great monarch, Queen Victoria has died, bringing on King Edward with a new age of science and thought, following the Pepsi Cardigan family and the staff as they struggle to adapt to the modern age.
There was 2 sisters, and so since sisters can't inherit because they're not men, there was no heir to the family fortune and the family title, and so this whole season has been about finding an heir and who it's going to be.
The improvised soap opera runs at the Varscona Theatre every Monday night until May 26th. You can purchase tickets at the door or online at ticksonthesquare.ca. Do your toddlers have too much energy and you don't know what to do with them? Get out of the house and join a Baby and Me yoga class.
And downward dog, tuck your toes.
This class, held every second Thursday of the month, offers an activity both you and your toddler can enjoy. It's a great way to get your child more active and gives you and your toddler quality bonding time outside of the house.
I hope that people take away just a variety of relaxation techniques, a stronger bond with their child, as well as new friendships. So they're meeting other parents in the community.
The Fulton Community Center offers a wide range of classes, such as a Coping with Toddlers behavior workshop. The workshop starts in April and will be running every Thursday. For more information, call 780-465-4383. Well, that's all I have for you guys in entertainment tonight. Back to you.
Ska, we've got to talk about that baby yoga. I really wish my parents would have stuck me in someone like that. Maybe I would be a little more active.
No kidding, hey? They're very impressive. Well, that's all for tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in, and catch more of us on NAIT NewsWatch.ca. Have a good night.
Good night.